Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful when the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got a good spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Come back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. Should be fun. Good morning, everybody. Wednesday, the 11th. Hey, we actually have some news today. We get the inflation rate, core inflation rate. No, that's not the one that I worry about. Capacity utilization. No. What are we looking here? March 11th. CPI, core inflation rate. Oh, did I miss it? Wait a second. Oh, my calendar's off because it's not adjusted by daylight savings time. No. So we're looking for a core inflation rate. We're looking for the CPI to be 0, of course, because oil sucks. It probably is going to be less than 0. And the core CPI is spot 2. This little reading of spot 2 is a little under, but there you go. Yeah, 0 and spot 2. Cool. So let's go to the chart. Well, we're getting some crazy stuff right now, actually. Having quite a move up there. It's coming back though, and in the larger scheme of things, it's pretty small. We're just rotating around that 2820 or so area. Whether we go higher or lower, I don't know. But to be honest, well, here's the ZN. Kind of the same thing, 138. To be honest, I'm just kind of sick of it. It just moves too big. Everything's crazy. And I'm just kind of tired of it. Like, this volatility is unsustainable and everybody's freaking out. And it's time for everybody to just take a breath. And let's have some news. And just, trade like a normal day for once, maybe, huh? Papa wants his liquidity back. He does, man. I do. They're still only putting, well, it's better than yesterday. I mean, can you imagine saying that? It's better than yesterday, but there's still only 200 lots per level being stuck on the DOM. It's just ridiculous. But you know what? We have something more important to talk about before the news. My folks. And here's the deal. And I understand there's going to be a lot of people, probably not our viewers, but maybe there's going to be a lot of people out there that are really not going to like what I have to say here. But it's important and they have to hear it. Bernie Sanders is a loser, folks. He's a loser. I'm sorry, but he's a loser. His ideology is the ideology of losers for losers, and it was destined that he was going to lose, and he's losing. Joe Biden is going to be the nominee. Can you believe losing to Joe Biden? I'm probably in the future that might end up being very ironic if Donald Trump ends up losing to him. But if he does end up losing to him, I guess he deserves it. Because, I mean, seriously, Joe Biden? Are you kidding me? Man, how do you lose to Joe Biden? Not even Hillary Clinton would lose to Joe Biden. I don't know. Come on.
Uzi Knesset says I'm voting for the other Biden.
The other Biden. Which one? The one that ran in 1988 and ended his campaign because he plagiarized other people's speeches? Or the one that was yelling at auto workers yesterday? Man, this is just going to be a really entertaining general election season. Every day is basically going to be all of the partisans trying to prove Which candidate is more senile? Oh, wait, I need to correct today's date. Thank you, Win. Let's do that. 11. Just got a short signal, but I would ignore that. What were you saying over here?
Winston's mom says, it's better than yesterday. Lol, nope, can't imagine saying that, but sexy robot voice just said it. How are you this morning, speculator Seth, besides declaring Bernie a big ol' loser?
You know what? I'm just tired, man. I'm sure it's just daylight savings. Like I woke up this morning at like 4:30 or whatever. Didn't realize it. Tried just laying there and I'm like, why am I not going back to sleep? Oh yeah, daylight savings time. Woke up an hour early. Oh. There's a bill to get rid of daylight savings time. Please. Please, Congress. If you could consider that bill, I would greatly appreciate it. Did the baby sleep well last night? I did okay. I'm just thinking, like, I ate about 3/4 of my bagel. Maybe I should finish my bagel. Oh, I just, like talking to you about it, it makes me feel tired. I shouldn't be. Keep the energy. It's energized. We got CPI. This is going to be great. It's all good. All good. What else we got here? Oh, let's open up Twitter. Bank of Japan likely to ease next week. Sources report says no. Really? I'm shocked. Central bank might be easing right now, huh? The JPY is the strongest and the CAD is the weakest as North American traders enter the day. Goldman Sachs predicts S&P 500 will drop a further fifth of what the hell? The S&P 500 will drop 15% on a quarterly basis from its current level and 28% compared to the highs in the index. Who said it? They say Goldman Sachs, but I want to know the name of the analyst. Come on. Maybe it's on CNBC. I want to know which guy it was. Well, nope, I don't see it on CNBC yet. I would like to know who it was. Not because I don't like him or anything like that, but it matters. Like, you got to remember when the Goldman Sachs says something, what it really means is that their research arm says something, and they have different analysts have different views and things like that, and it's important to know who they are. And that person might be an influential person, we'll see. But if they say another 15%, then... Because keep in mind, the indexes didn't really drop until Goldman was like, okay, this is a problem and we're going to fall, right? Oh, man. Another 15% from here would be super crazy. Okay, here comes the news. They pulled. There's not even like 12 at some of these prices. Okay. No initial reaction. I'm still waiting for the number to come in here. I'll give you the core inflation rate first. Is Twitter going to beat them? Yep. Twitter. No. It's still not showing me. Come on. This window usually is really fast. Okay. So for the core inflation rate, we got spot 2 versus the expected spot 2. I'm shocked. And inflation rate month over month, spot 1 versus 0. Okay. So crap. Crap, not that it's bad or anything, but that doesn't give the market a whole lot to work with.
Winston's mom says Bloomberg. One question to ask is if nominal bonds still carry the same insurance value, Goldman analysts Praveen Korapati and Avisha Thakur wrote in a note. Winston's mom says Goldman Sachs Group Inc. says the coronavirus panic-driven plunge in yields makes a sovereign debt vulnerable to a correction, while Winston's mom says BlackRock Investment Institute said treasuries are getting weaker as protection when stocks sell off. Cash and bills may be the better defensive bet now, according to Tallbeck & Capital Advisors. Masiak says hi there. Masiak says Winston hi.
Well, that's interesting because the bonds have definitely been the better safe play in this environment. But yesterday...
Winston's mom says good morning, Masiak.
Yesterday they were kind of acting a little weird. And I did kind of feel like that the money's coming out of bonds. Man, the E-mini is a real churn at the moment. There was that movement higher before, just when we came in here, that ended up lower. I think if I take a trade here, it'd have to be like that. Okay. It'd be really hard to hold risk. So, I mean, it's so slippery, but I think that's the trade. Okay. Let me finish this bagel off. Finish the bagel.
Winston's mom says the New York Times says that the tax delay deadline may be extended because of this virus. Good, lol.
Have you guys heard about the talk that they want to do a tax holiday, or at least that's the proposal that Donald Trump is putting out? I don't know if they'd actually do it. And I also kind of wonder where the money would come from, because, like, are they just going to cut Social Security benefits to pay for it? I don't know. That would kind of suck. But, man, not having to pay payroll taxes for the rest of the year, that would be so awesome. Would be crazy.
Gary
I mean, that's
Rich
like, what,
says
8%?
Reedbo cut 50 on their rate.
Okay.
Uzi Knesset says God, I want that.
Seriously, it'd be amazing. Uzi, especially because you'd be able to hire more people, wouldn't you? What would you do? How would that affect your business? Would you
Uzi
hire more
Knesset
people?
says yes.
Sounds like a good stimulus. I was reading a report the other day.
Masiak says at me, all schools, colleges, theaters, cinemas were closed lol.
Wow. In Germany.
Jerry is awake says lol. Gary
I
Rich
bet.
says Treasury wants to delay April 14th filing. Uzi Knesset says employers match payroll taxes behind the scenes and we wouldn't have to do it if they suspended payroll taxes.
It'd be nice. I was reading a study the other day about that somebody from Moody's did in 2008 about which things give the best bang for your buck in terms of
Masiak
stimulus.
says I live in Poland.
The thing that he found was that all of the expenditures actually gave the government a better bang for their buck. But you got to keep in mind that the expenditures he was talking about were things like expanding unemployment benefits and so forth. And you can only expand those so much. When you consider payroll tax cut or tax holiday or whatever you call it, it was like a multiplier like 1.3 or something like that. It was the biggest bang for your buck on the kind of the tax cut side. But when you consider how big of a tax that actually is, It's a huge, huge, huge stimulus. It would be life changing for a lot of people. I think. I'd be so interested to see that happen. I'm a little skeptical that Congress will do it though. Well, there's new low there. Yeah. ECB sources ECB bank supervisor to move in sync with policy arm to help economy. ECB supervision arm is expected to join the bank's efforts on Thursday to support the Eurozone economy as it battles with the fallout of the coronavirus outbreak. Well, that trade, just kind of intuition, working really well so far. Huh? Oh, Masiak says that he's in Poland. Yeah. This thing is kind of interesting because I really don't. So like Italy,
Gary
I
Rich
feel
says
like
the Dems won't allow that suspend payroll tax. It makes Trump look good.
Yeah, you might be right, Gary. I feel like the measures that they're taking in Italy are too extreme. But there are some things like public events. Like if you're the NBA, man, you either play to empty arenas or just cancel the season because nobody's going to go to the games, man. Even if you do them, you might as well just take the PR saying, "Oh, we're doing our best to help." If you're public events, I'd just cancel the public events. But some of the other things that they're doing in Italy, they're saying that they were reducing their economic output by
Winston's
10%.
mom says President Trump plans to meet with officials from the nation's banks, including David Solomon, at the White House on today at 3 p.m.
Lunch
Gary Rich
protection
says the
team.
NCAA tournament may not happen. I'm sad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, that would be... Oh, that is sad. I mean, I still think that I would hope that they still do it and they just play to an empty court, And then we can hear the players better and stuff. Like that would be cool, don't you? Maybe not. Maybe not. Or maybe they could just flood audience sounds into the. I mean, they do that anyways, but. No, Donald Trump has just disinvited Goldman Sachs' David Solomon from the White House meeting today because of their 2450 call.
With virus. Now they have big mess.
You've got to be
Winston's
kidding
mom
me.
says we went to March Madness one year in Louisville and we had so much fun.
That's
going to be bad for everyone across the basketball board.
Donald, this is a bad idea. No, it's not him. It's an analyst in a different arm that has nothing to do with anybody. Don't punish them for that. That's so dumb. Oh my gosh. I have to tweet about this. I'm sorry. How do I do it? How do I retweet?
Gary Rich says lol, just watch them play, no crowd noise. They can just turn up the stereo sound.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm so triggered right now. Let me type this.
Winston's mom says Trump is not tweeting yet. According to his Where is Trump today? Winston's mom says his last tweet was almost 8 hours ago.
It's so bad. That's so bad.
Gary Rich says remember the secret Sunday night meeting with Bernanke. He said all of you will take bailout money.
What is David Solomon's Twitter? Oh, he does have a Twitter. I'm just not following it. I'm not even like putting the most like eloquent language or anything. I'm just like, don't do this. Ha. I've spoken with David Solomon before. He's a good guy. You want somebody there to help. That should be David. David probably doesn't even know that coming out because I'm telling you, the Goldman Sachs Investment Research Group is like completely sequestered from the rest of the company. I'm not kidding. I know this because they have some of their people are in Salt Lake. Some of their people are in Salt Lake. I've spoken many times with the man that runs that group. He tells me about how they're only allowed to do it for 4 years and how stressful it is and all of this sort of stuff. And man, that guy is so fucking smart. Oh my gosh. Like, I would ask him about something and he would blow my mind about the data that was out there that I wouldn't know about, you know? And but they are completely separate. They are like their whole own thing. Like they could literally break them off into another company. It wouldn't affect them
Masiak
at all.
says after this epidemic, China should pay recompense the world for this mess.
And I just punishing Goldman Sachs for an analyst putting out research. It's typical Goldman Sachs. It's typical Donald Trump, but such a bad idea because you need David. David is well, I just praised two people that I used to work with at that company, but no, I spoke with David many times, and he's smart and he's a good guy, and he would want to help the economy. He's not doing this to like hurt anybody or anything like that. It's just the research arm does their thing, and he would absolutely would be the kind of guy that would move heaven and earth for any president to help the United States, and I just can't fathom. Oh, it's such a dumb decision. I mean, that's typical Donald Trump, and that's just kind of him. But man, so bad, so bad. Let me eat this. My gosh. Well, I think this short has not gone quite as I thought that we would get a little bit lower than I did. Average true range is telling me I should take 5, but I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like the situation could call for a really a, a pretty decent dive. Like, I don't know. I'm all tweeting. I can only hope that Donald Trump would see that and change his mind, but he's not going to see it. And even if he did, he wouldn't change his mind. Oh, guys. I'm looking at my counter, buying versus selling. About 2,000 more sellers. Let's reset it right here, okay? Now that and here's the issue, and here's what makes this so much worse, is now that he's disinvited him, it's going to be all over the fucking news. So it's only going to highlight that call further. I don't know if that makes it more or less likely to happen. I suspect that it makes it more likely to happen. Man. Of course, if we get some stimulus, who knows how well that would work out. But just a tough situation all around, folks. Wait, am I using which power bar am I using? Am I using this one? Yeah, I think I am. Okay. So it only took 100 contracts to move us back up here? 300 contracts? That is not very comforting. Look at that.
Gary Rich says you are being trolled. Count how many ex-Goldman people are in Trump's positions. Dot.
I know. Well, it's not like he hates Goldman Sachs or anything like that. I know that. I'm sure that he sees them, but he thinks that because they put out a report that speaks poorly of that says that the S&P 500 is going to go down, that I should punish the company for it. And first of all, I don't think he understands how the investment arm of the company works. I don't think anybody does. Man. Reddit talking about this? I should post on Reddit about it. I'm so triggered, guys. Can you believe? Sort. Top. Now. Nope. Search Solomon. I'll just sort by new. Reddit hasn't picked up on it yet. Bet you in an hour they do.
Gary Rich says did you read Scaramucci is campaigning for Biden because Trump said something about his wife. What a puss.
That guy, you know, his behavior since then just kind of proves that Donald Trump had definitely made a mistake putting him in any kind of a position, and that it's a good thing that he got rid of him so quickly, right? Because that guy is like just totally playing up the PR now. Maybe if I search for Goldman. Sort by new. Hmm. Well, here's a story about the research call on Reuters. So let's see if Reuters says who it was. Maybe I need to go and get on the alumni site so that I can get into my Goldman Sachs 360 and read the research report myself. Oh, it would take too much time to do right now, though. By the way, I'm wondering, did you guys watch that video of Joe Biden arguing with some like auto workers, or I forget what they were, but like, what's up with that? It's not the first time he's argued with people too. Is that like some sort of really bizarre campaign strategy that's going bad, or what? Like, I don't. It's kind of weird. Hmm. My lips are really chapped this morning. Sorry.
Gary Rich says you have access to Goldman Research? Holy crap, man. You've been holding out.
I think I do. Man, now you're going to make me go look it up. I did. When you're an employee, you get access to it.
Winston's mom says I am Googling Joe Biden now. Let's see what turns up. I had not heard anything about that.
Yeah. It's not the first time that he's had a bizarre interaction with the voter. But this one was over guns, and he was like call the voter a liar and this and that. And I'm like, why would you? Hmm. Oh, Gary Norton is making a couple of videos. That's cool. And he's continued adding content to the
Winston's mom says, man, you are actively trying to end our Second Amendment right and take away our guns. Biden, you're full of shit. I did not. No, shush. Shush. I support the Second Amendment.
Yeah, that's the one. Such a bizarre interaction to me. I just can't imagine why he would be having that kind of an argument. Like, frankly, if I was his handler, I would be limiting his access to the public as much as possible. Like, you're the nominee now, you don't need to. Just hide. Just hide and don't talk to anybody. Man.
Masiak says slightly smiling face. Masiak says why Ellis Warren has called Pocahontas by Donald Trump.
Why? Are you not familiar? Well, you're in Europe, right? So Elizabeth Warren, when she was a teacher and in many other points in her career, she billed herself as a diversity hire by saying that she was Indian. But the reality is that her family told her that like her grandpa was Indian or something like that. So she was claiming that she was Indian and using the diversity, card to get positions, or at least that's the claim. She denies that that's how it worked. But anyways, so she did this thing where she took a test to see if she really had Native American ancestry. And they didn't turn up in any of her family genealogy. And the genetic test showed that she had less Native American blood in her than the average American. So it was like 1024th Native American or something like that. And her campaign put this out as like, oh, you see, I am Native American or something. Basically, the biggest blunder of any politician ever. It was so embarrassing. I can't imagine what her and her people were thinking when they put that out, but it was absolutely embarrassing. And so ever since then, people have trolled her by calling her Pocahontas or, you know, Chief Shitting Bowl or, things like that. So that's what that's about. If you're not familiar. Okay, I was searching for. Mm-mm. Man, so we had a really strong up move there, and then that bar completely retraced it. I can't believe. Oh, sorry, I turned off the reader.
Masiak says why Ellis Warren has called Pocahontas by Donald Trump. Masiak says slightly smiling face. Masiak says smirking face burr she has crutched Mike Bloomberg.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. This is like a website that like I never visit, so I don't even know if I can get in or not. Okay, I'll reset the password and see if anything comes through. Man, seeing that move down was
Blue Turtle
ugly.
says I am the Illuminati. You can ask me anything.
Oh, you are of the Illuminati? Okay, so I have a question. Actually, I have a like a serious. Is this whole thing like where you hold this sign up and that's the
Winston's mom
sign?
says Alex Jones was picked up on DWI charges after a domestic disturbance. That guy is such a fill in the blanks.
He's crazy. No. Is this really a signal to all of the globalist
Uzi
elite
Knesset
drones
says
that
how do
you're
you
ready
use
for
the three
fame?
seashells?
Does this really trigger the drones that you're ready for fame? Like if I just do this every stream, is that going to make me famous on YouTube? Like serious question. Am I going to get in trouble for using that when I'm not really a part of the Illuminati? Like, how does that work? How do you use the three seashells? You used that joke the other day, and my wife had no clue what it was talking about. I was like, oh, we'll watch that movie. No, it's not coming through. Might take longer to reset it. I could have sworn that alumni get it, but
Gary Rich says lol.
Could be wrong. Yeah, when I worked for Goldman, there was no rituals in the basement that I knew of. But I was in technology, so maybe we're just not privy to that.
Winston's mom says three seashells. Judge Dredd? I love that movie. Stallone.
Judge Dredd? No, it's what is it called? Demolition Man. Demolition Man. But it is Sylvester Stallone.
Masiak says it's a sign
movie.
of the devil.
It is. I know what it is, but is it really people on TikTok told me that if you do that you'll get, that's how they got famous on TikTok is what they're telling me. And I don't know if it's for, cuz I did it one stream. I guess we've been doing a little bit better, but I'm not famous or anything, I have to say the pullbacks that we're getting are really deep, but the moves down are really deep too. And the treasuries are bidding up still. I don't know if 06 half would make a good trade, but they could come back and we could buy it. I have so many windows open. Why do I have all these windows open? That's not it. That's not it. People are definitely picking up on this research note from them, though. Well, I hope that David Solomon just says, well, that's unfortunate that they did that, but we still are completely dedicated to helping the United States in this, something like super conciliatory. Maybe they get a one-on-one meeting with Donald, like maybe it ends out working out, but man. Okay, so they just hit over the green again. I don't think that last move was enough for us to flip again. So I think I should just hold it. Bernie Sanders did win in North Dakota. Hey. Algeria's energy minister says intense discussions underway with OPEC and non-OPEC producers to stabilize the oil market. Says optimistic OPEC non-OPEC will reach consensus on oil output cuts. EIA raises forecast for 2021 world oil demand growth by 210 barrels per day. Now sees 1.73 million barrels a day year-on-year increase. EIA cuts forecast for 2020 year world oil demand growth by 660,000
Gary
barrels
Rich says
per day.
just play Thunderstruck by AC/DC and rock while trading. Drop the thunder.
Right. Did you see John Grady's post where he said, "Welcome to the jungle"? I have this open.
Winston's mom says Daily Beast Jay-Z's onto the next one and Kanye's Power. Use the Illuminati sign. I won't link the videos or you may get a copyright infringement.
Oh no, yeah, totally. No, I've watched. We did some research about this. Okay, these are like if I went into it and I found this conspiracy theory encyclopedia, and apparently there's books, quite famous books about this stuff where they talk about these things. And this one guy in particular claims that the Illuminati will kidnap people and abuse and brainwash them to become a drone. And this could have happened to you, and you would not even know it. And trying to make you aware of that fact may actually cause you to commit suicide. And so this person claims that he actually helped people that had done that and deprogrammed them. And
Winston's mom says the group was formed in 1776 by a young Bavarian professor named Adam Weishaupt. Historian John Roberts described Weishaupt as equal parts lofty idealist and petty narcissist.
So, and he also claimed that the globalists had a moon colony. So, yeah. See, this is a dangerous move right here because that move down was not that strong. Now you got an almost equal move up that failed to make a higher high. They can turn back down again, and if they do, you get some pretty ugly flow. And when you look at our counter right here, the buys and sells are almost equal, right? UK Chancellor Sunak, we will freeze fuel duty for another year. Good illustration from CNBC of the recent volatility in US stocks. VIX is currently at 54, which is very high, but not back to 2008 levels. Interesting. Oh, you know what? So there was another thing about Bernie Sanders that we had to say. Did you guys catch that? Sorry, what is his name? Andrew Yang endorsed
Gary
Joe
Rich
Biden
says in the
last night.
70s I was abducted by aliens. While probed, I met Bigfoot, Loch Ness, and drove the spaceship. It was awesome.
I believe you, Gary. But I believe you. Now, can you believe it? Like, I just can't imagine Andrew Yang endorsing Joe Biden. Like, if you're a Democrat, you've got to feel played at this point, right? That's just crazy. Okay, so the thing started to turn down, but they didn't make it. So maybe this is gonna go and completely run all the way back on me. I don't know. I kind of think, given the situation, that this should be one that I should be able to just hold on to all day. But we'll
Winston's mom says I believe you, Gary Rich. Lol. Actually, my young nephew believes in Nessie, and I do not have the heart to debate this with him. Who knows? He could be right.
You don't believe it? You don't believe in Nessie? What? I mean, the globalists are trying to hide that, you know. Man, those are gonna come all the way back. I'm gonna feel bad, but I think the call is much further downside, so I don't completely see it coming all the way back. Although there was quite a bit of buying on the way up there, you know. So let's reset it again and see where they're going from here. The treasuries definitely came back. Like, the treasuries fell all the way back. I don't know if that bar, though, actually tells us a whole lot on the treasuries. You don't get selling here. Wonder
Gary
if
Rich
that
says
ends up
actually back then I ate paint chips and licked the walls.
Oh.
Winston's mom says if you watch a cormorant on a lake and we had them on the water in Florida, then I see Nessie, but on YouTube, Bigfoot has more than one channel. Mwahaha.
See, I still see it in the E-mini that if they trigger my cell again, it's going to be ugly. Massachusetts governor declares state of emergency as coronavirus cases nearly double, says The Hill. Okay, so now the seller is coming in here. And the treasuries are buying up.
Blue Turtle says the Illuminati will send the Dow near 22,500 today. Consider this info a one in a lifetime gift.
Oh, Blue, wait. Do I only get like one gift a lifetime? Because could I use it a different day? Because I can't use my live account today. Like, maybe we could, like, maybe next week or something. And then when I'm a little more prepared, wouldn't. Also, can you give me an S&P 500 level? Nobody looks at it now. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you what. So something else that triggered me yesterday. I was reading on the Donald subreddit is kaput now. They basically got rid of it and it's a website now. And so I was reading on the website and there was a thread about, how much the S&P 500 gained yesterday or something. And somebody said, yeah, but now the futures are down.
Winston's mom says 23 watching now. Please take a quick second to hit like BE, Illuminati or the Loch Ness Monster. We need to do our best for speculators' channels.
The Illuminati commands you that you upvote this channel. Now, anyways, so in that thread, somebody was like, yeah, but the futures are down. And somebody was responding like, yeah, but the futures don't matter. And I'm like,
Winston's mom says who got rid of it?
The futures don't matter. What? Who got rid of it? So what happened was, this is so drama. So what happened was, and I think that the picture that prompted this was there was a post that was very popular on the Donald where there was a advertisement, like a roadside sign that had a joke about vehicle transmissions saying, do we have to call it your gender neutral you can't call it tranny fluid anymore, you have to call it gender neutral fluid, I think was the joke. And they Reddit saw this as against their terms of service and deleted it. And the subreddit was very up in arms about it and posted it like a trillion times. So Reddit was quite fed up with this because they feel like that the Donald is skirting the rules.
IDK says, Seth, how did you try spread trading? Which platform? Sorry for being too annoying with the thing, but I'm so amazed with it.
Yeah, so if you want to do spread trading, the only recommendation that I can, well, actually, no, two. So one is that if you get the pro version of trading technologies, you get the auto spreader, which is a robot
Gary
that will
Rich
do the auto spread trading for you.
They will try to lift 14 S&P, 142 Dow, 37 NAS. The turn will come and drop down.
I can see them trying to turn it, but they weren't able to make it happen yet. The second thing is that if you're not doing TT, from my experience, Rhythmic will not show you the exchange traded spread DOMs, but CQG will. Okay. So then that's the most I know about that. Somebody's trying to push it down, but it's just not crossing that threshold yet.
IDK says ISNT, there any cheap alternative for testing it in simulation?
I don't know. I mean, Trading Technologies does have a demo. So there's that. But you're right, they're not cheap. Okay, so we're talking about the Donald. So anyways, so Reddit decided that they needed to do something about this. So they created this thing where if you upvote a post that gets removed for breaking the site rules, not removed by the moderators of the subreddit, but removed by the administrators of the website, then you will get a message telling you that you're upvoting content that violates terms of service and that if you don't stop, your account will be deleted. So now you're being punished for what you upvote, which is just absolutely insane. And because the moderators were involved in it, Reddit decided that to demolish the mod team. All of the mods have to go because they were all involved in this, and that people can submit applications to become new mods. And the existing mods were not happy with this, of course, because they say that Reddit is trying to take over the subreddit and install shill mods. So they already had a website set up. So they just told everybody, go to this website, and they locked the forum down. So you can still go to the Donald subreddit.
Winston's mom says, when I Google this, I find they call it a quarantine, and when I go there, I get a warning alert notice and a question saying, are you sure?
Yep, because what used to happen was that the Donald subreddit was the largest propagator of Donald Trump memes during the election, and they had a very wide influence, and they were very good at getting to the front page of Reddit with their memes. Ooh, this is a strong buy coming through. Well, anyways.
Algo Lover says HAGD, thumbs up.
Hey, how are you? So they quarantined the Donald so that they could no longer get to the front page, and you know, the general public wouldn't see their memes anymore, basically. Anyways, the Donald subreddit claimed that they were trying to install shill mods, so they locked the subreddit down so that only approved posters can post, which basically limits it to Tom Fitton, who is the chairman of Judicial Watch, a conservative legal watch group. And yeah, everybody else went to the Donald.win, a website. And it's not as active as it was, but there's still funny memes and stuff. Oh, why were we talking about that? Oh yeah, so the Donald.win that was arguing with somebody on there, they said that the futures don't matter, and I'm like, the futures are all that matters. to me, they're all that matters. I was triggered. I didn't argue with them, actually. I didn't respond. Like, I typed something up and then I deleted it. I was like, I don't care. Nobody cares. Okay, well, that was a strong outside bar there on the 1 minute. On the 5 minute chart, it doesn't look the same. It's interesting where they're stopping it at. I still kind of see a sell trying to come in. I don't know, with the way that last one went through and then failed and there was a bigger buy that came through off of it. I don't know if they can actually pull it out, though. And it's starting to get close to the E-mini open, so they could just rotate here. Or they could just, stop me out for fun. That's okay, too. It would be better if they just started selling it, though. No. Don't do it. Don't do it. I think that I probably should have taken that one off at 27.70. So, I didn't really see something that would really get me out down here towards the bottom, though. Well, that was an interesting buy.
Winston's mom says Venus is in Taurus from March 4th to April 3rd. Financially, Venus in Taurus looks for high quality, solid, practical, and long-lasting items. Holding on to our possessions is more likely now. Winston's mom says just don't touch your face.
I don't touch my face a ton, do I? When you see me touch my face, you tell me, don't touch your face. Trying to be... I don't want to shut down the economy, but there are little things that we can all do to help prevent the spread of coronavirus. We can all do our part. They must be coming up because of stimulus, because I see stuff coming in that the UK is going to do stimulus. So maybe that's why. When I took that trade, I held it because I thought, well, they're just going to go down all day. I think I was wrong.
Winston's
I
mom
don't know what's
says you
going to
really
happen
don't
now.
touch your face unless you have a hanky tissue to your eyes.
Yeah, I do use the tissue. So I don't know. Holding that one all the way back, given the situation, the trade idea, I think it made sense. But from a scalping perspective and looking more on this indicator, there's a couple of places where we could have done something, right? Like when definitely we definitely could have taken it off at 2770 though. So still could have gotten quite a bit out of it. So 2770 was when it gave us the long signal. And on the split side, the long signal, wow. If you had taken the long signal, it would have been amazing. Even better than that short, probably, huh? Yeah. So this was here. Wait, where did I take it at? 83. So is it just below? Yeah. It was like up in here. Problem though is that this bull will have to go a lot further.
Winston's mom says my little old lady ferret, Juliet Ferret, is failing. She is now confined to her bed and Mika Ferret is worried. It's hard when our pets begin to age and even harder losing my Juliet, who is our alpha.
No. What do you mean by she is failing? Like how do you tell that she's sick? Or is it just like you haven't necessarily done, when you say she's confined to her bed, does that mean that she just stays in her bed, not necessarily that you isolated her or something? The Canadian response is small and woeful in comparison to what the UK just announced. I think that the buy must be based off of UK stimulus.
Winston's mom says Juliet Ferret is 9 years old now and has been a bit confused and weak lately. Yesterday, she began to show signs of falling over and her hind legs have lost strength. So, I tucked her into her bed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Zero. Oh, free zero hedge tweets. That's funny. The bull market is ending. S&P cuts S&P target to 2,450. That would be more than a 20% pullback. More than 20% pullback, which would be an end to the bull market.
RJ Wheels says Mrs. Biden has to do stuff like that. Winston's mom says Juliet Ferret and all of mine are free roam inside of the house. So, this means she can no longer move out and about freely. She had a lovely long life and now Romy Ferret is waiting for her.
Mm-hmm. So will you get another one? 29. They're going to go to 2,800 probably. I guess 2,820 is still kind of the middle area, huh? Five minutes to the open. Yeah, you can see here on this turn down, like there was that one short sell, but they didn't really come in like they did. Whereas on the sells, it was like buyers really came in and just got smacked down. This buying has been much more sustained and a lot less fighting against it. So I don't know. That's not really something that I've ever paid attention to or noticed before. I guess I would expect to see more that kind of behavior on the upside, but
Winston's mom says I don't know. Mika Ferret will be left alone, but she is happy as a only ferret, or will be based on what we know about her.
Oh, that's a bear market in the making. Old bull signals are used for liquidity to get sold into, like that emergency rate cut spike. Maybe. I don't really see them baiting it. That just Can anyone explain to me why the liquidity on ZB reduced so much in the latter rectangle as compared to the former? New to trading futures.
IDK says ZB is te new crude Lou.
ZB is the new crude. Has it been moving? Oh, you're right, man. It's been swinging up 16 ticks both ways. That's funny. In fact, it's done since we've been here. It swung up and down 16 ticks multiple times. Wow. Okay. I think you're getting a pick of an activity coming here into the open. See what they pull out.
IDK says $31.25 a tick, perfect for going bankruptcy.
It's a really long bull run. When this is going to be interesting. Okay, so there's the... Oh, no, that was not the open. But I can see some crescendo buying going into it. Okay, 2 seconds. Here we go. Okay. And they sell it. Okay. So, both way action here in the open, pretty wild. Actually, not moving quite as fast as it has some other days. I don't know if 2800 really makes sense. No.
Winston's mom says March 21, 2020, 11:58 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Saturn enters Aquarius until July. Saturn transits can cause depression, and Saturn slows us down, causes delays, so Saturn in Aquarius says clean up your business. Winston's mom says a group of ferrets is called a business.
I don't think that. Well, that's going to be a really hard risk to hold. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it looks like they want to keep buying it. Nope. The volatile action is a little tricky for me because, for me to get 10, that's normally like, okay, great, it's going my way. But then I have to realize that it can retrace that so quickly, right? Well, I was just taking the 10, I'd be doing okay, but I'm definitely seeing some issues on the upside, but it's probably okay for now. They just keep turning back to that open area where I'm like, oh, maybe they are going to go short, you know? No. So you can't. It's so hard to catch. Oh, wow. That's interesting. Well, here, watch. Let me go long. And they'll do it. Yeah. Okay. Here. No, no. Oh, man, that was bad. Oh, that's so annoying. Okay. Oh, too volatile. Even to catch along, right? Uh,
IDK says, do you know who is Verneeman?
I'm not that's name's not familiar. Never heard that word before.
Winston's mom says Washington Post, a rate cut is unlikely to be enough on its own to stop the UK from experiencing a significant economic dent, said Russ Mould, investment director at AJ Bell, in commentary Wednesday.
Mm. gosh, we got some crazy movement going on here. No. Wrong. That's going to give me a little bit of favorable stuff, but I think that is short is where I'm looking for where my entries deal with. That was probably too not right. Yeah, go stopping out. Sure. Oh, really? Okay. Okay, now it's giving me like a, you can push this kind of a signal. Yeah. Okay. Oops. That's not good. Nice. That's an ugly sell now. Hmm. Not actually more sells than buys. Some uh some pushback there at 96. Yeah. Oh wow. I don't know. I think they're gonna go lower. It's fighting it too much there. Like there might be some really juicy longs below that. Let's see if they can get a bit more. There you go.
IDK says your DOM volume profile includes the overnight session? Or only cash hours?
Um,
Winston's mom says
it
Reuters'
resets.
Karen Ward, chief market strategist for EMEA at JP Morgan Asset Management, said all eyes were now on British Finance Minister Rishi Sunak.
It
Winston's
resets on
mom
the
says who
regular
announced
session.
a big rise in spending to help businesses and households through the coronavirus epidemic. Investors may be comforted by the fact that policymakers are willing. Winston's mom says to deploy their full ammunition, moving a step closer to helicopter money, she said.
So can they make it to 2783 again? That's a whole 10 more points down. Uh, hmm. I was thinking about doing a little
Ace Trade
campaigning
says
around there,
morning
but I
fam.
didn't. Then they came back down. So whatever. Hey Ace, how are you doing? That was a go, man. Oh, what? Okay, yeah, I gotta take at least one of those. That was a little wild, though. Yeah.
Winston's mom says good morning, Ace trades.
Hmm. Some real pushback there.
Ace trades says at Winston's mom morning love.
No. Ugh. I don't know how I feel about that one. That almost filled. Come on. Come on. What the hell? What the hell? Ooh, that's making me seasick. Sweet. Okay. This is a wild set of bars. And this is going to end up being a doji? Ooh, I don't know. Five seconds to the end of the 5 minute period, and then we'll see if with some volume comes in right here. No change. Huh. Hmm. Bit of a slowdown there. Okay, really big waves coming through. Back to the open. Sellers insisting on holding it. Oh,
Ace trades says Mnuchin speaks in a bit.
that's right. Is it in a bit? I don't know when they're. Sure is volatile, though, isn't it? Not just volatile, but they're really battling each other, you know? Like you're seeing real volleys going at each other.
RJ Wheels says I had him already talking. 9 am East I saw.
Oh, really? I haven't seen anything on Twitter, so I'm not too worried about it.
Ace Trades says oh, makes sense.
Seller's gonna go and try and make a shot for that 84 again. If they're able to get back down to here, like if they hit 84, that's so bad for buyers. I suppose that there's not that many people trapped, but this range, such a big range. Ooh. Ooh. They're having trouble with that 91. Whoa. You see how that happens? This is like comes back, they hit it, they hit it back. They didn't get through 91 though. 91 defended. And a little bit of a backup. They might try again. Let's see. Interesting. Everything just looks like a jumble to me. Okay, here they're trying it again. I don't know.
Masiak says Winston, where do you live?
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Ace Trades says at Masiak Beeswax.
He lives about 30, 40 minutes south of me in Utah. Okay. Another plunge lower. They're going to go for the regular
Winston's mom
session
says
low
Masiak,
now.
I live on the Cumberland Plateau in Tennessee. I am from Florida, born in California, and now here I am. It's lovely here, very rural.
Oh, that's right. Remember that somebody
Masiak
asked the
says
other day, I'm
slightly
like, oh,
smiling
isn't it
face.
Tennessee? But no, it's Florida. Florida. A little bit of distribution down here. They're being a little bit more tepid down here, though. Like when we were up top, there was like wild swings. Right now, down here, you're still seeing that fighting, but it's much smaller. Hmm. And they keep coming back up to the top of this and failing too. Uh, not too sure I can read. We can read too much from that. I guess the bonds are up though, so that is slightly supportive of the trade.
Jerry is awake, says I'm in FL and might need to go home in NH.
You should stay in Florida. You're probably safer in warmer climates, right? Move to Arizona, guys. There won't be much coronavirus in Arizona.
Winston's mom says Masiak, my father's family was Polish. I never met the family, but I know his father was first generation and they settled in Moline, Illinois.
That turn up was positive, and now it's already failing really hard. Wow, 95. Okay, bounced to 95. Jeez, it does not take it much, does it? Just like somebody sneezes and it goes.
Bots says waving hand morning.
Hey, how are you? So there was a doji, the 9:45 Eastern time bar on a 5-minute chart. It's just like the bars on the 5-minute chart just look like such a mess to me. The order flow makes sense, but is unpredictable. Hmm. A little push slightly lower there.
Bots says HL on the 1 minute after your doji but failing at the RTH Open 2802.25.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. The past few bars though have been slightly positive.
Bots says bulls are still fighting to find a foothold.
The rally going into the open was really something because I was short, and I thought, oh, I should be able to just hold this all day. And then that bull run came. I think that bull run was because of UK stimulus, but ugh. That one they gave a better exit, but still. This one is so volatile that I can't really make sense of it. It's just too tight. Hmm. I don't know about that one. Hmm. Bulls, they're definitely both sides just really feel like they're digging in. Nobody's really in control. Feeling a little sleepy. I don't know if you saw me going slightly cross-eyed there, but I was losing my focus. We need to wake up. 2,800. Hmm. Now, did they sweep through this 2797 area again? So last time they just went right through it, yeah? Hmm. Hmm. When the shorts hit the stops, they push it. Hmm. 94. Oh, we've been here in 94 so many times, though. Yeah, trying to expand it here. Both sides are. It's become too consolidated. I missed it. Sellers take it a step lower. They're really trying to push it, but push back. Not so. Okay. That one didn't work out so well. That was a really strong swing up by the Bulls. I think that huh, probably scared a bunch of people out.
Bots says 15-minute S looks like they're trying to take out the inside bar high at 2,803. Bots says struggling.
Yeah. You see the momentum shift back down there, but even then it's not like very clear. In fact, here on this little move down, since we had that really strong swing up, it's been really, really messy. It's been a really, really slow, messy churn down. Hmm.
Masiak
Okay.
says for me on S it's look like correction to go on north.
Interesting. Interesting that you see that. I still just can't tell what it's going to do. It looks to me like you have people on both sides trying to expand the range and failing to do so. Oh, that finally filled. That's cool.
Masiak says definitely is fight.
Right? Yeah.
Winston's mom says late one night a burglar broke into a house. He froze when he heard a loud voice say, Jesus is watching. Silence returned to the house, so the burglar crept forward.
They're definitely playing the game with people's stops right now. See, like, I bet you they get above this 03. Oh, actually, that's not as dramatic as it should have been.
Winston's mom says, Jesus is watching. The voice boomed again. The
There it
robber stopped
is.
dead in his tracks and frantically looked all around. He spotted a parrot in a cage. Was that you? Asked the burglar. Winston's mom says, was that you? Asked the burglar. Yes, answered the parrot. The criminal sighed in relief and asked, what's your name? Clarence, said the bird. Winston's mom says, that's a dumb name for a parrot, sneered the burglar.
Okay.
What idiot named you Clarence? The same idiot who named the Rottweiler Jesus.
Who names their dog Jesus? Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. The more I think about it. Okay. I've been doing okay in terms of seeing this range and getting a little bit on the
Masiak says,
edge.
slightly smiling face.
But which way is it going to break? I think it might. I still think it's going to break down. But I don't know what it's going to take to make that happen. The buyer still won't give up. Yeah. Okay, so that one was a little too... Okay. Never mind. I was like, that one was a little bit too quick, but then they come back, so... I don't think that adding to it right here is... makes sense, because I've already taken it too many times across here. Yeah, okay. Ugh. When they move up, it's like this one big...
Bots says 15 minute on the ES, still trying to take out the high side of the inside bar number 2.
Okay.
RJ Wheels says same here on YM.
So close. Cool. This thing is just like coiling the spring now, man. This kind of situation that we have in the E-mini is always the most exciting.
Winston's mom says true fact, it's impossible to hum while holding your nose.
No. But you probably did that to make me hold my nose, didn't you?
Yeah. Winston's mom says you just tested it, didn't you? Normally, when you hum, the air is able to escape through your nose to create the sound, and of course, it can't do that when you're holding it shut.
Anyways, you got two sides here digging into a tray. Sometimes it just turns into a stalemate.
Bots says my full session bull bear zone for ES is 2813-2815 rejected on the RTH opening 5-minute bar. Winston's mom says Reader's Digest. I am looking at 46 weird facts that most people don't know. Ace Trade says true fact, kangaroos can't hop backwards.
What? Anyways, hold on. So sometimes I've seen this go into a stalemate, especially in treasuries, but
RJ Wheels says that fact should be on the Who Gives a Shit channel.
Given the historic location that we're in, somebody's probably going to lose. And when they do, it's going to be really ugly. But our ability to predict which one is going to lose is greatly... it's very difficult. I will say that over the past couple, 30 minutes, I want to say, there has been more market buys than market sells. But those buys are not really getting a whole lot for their work. Not that the sells are either. So I kind of wonder if you'll get, when you get a breakout, how it will play out. Let's see, there's that buy again. Cool. Ooh. Okay. Okay. That was a little bit more insistent there. Maybe they've caught somebody now. Hmm. So a lot of selling coming in now. Okay, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't stacking a ton of orders up there. Okay. Hmm. There was a little bit of a buy in. The sellers immediately came and pulled him down. So now we're back below 2,800. Still pretty tight bars though. Treasury Secretary Mnuchin met with U.S. Secretary of State Pompeo this morning on the COVID-19 large team at the Treasury, looking at the issues and coordinating internationally. Futures Trader 71. This coiling in the S is very much compressed. The move away from here is likely to be quite impulsive. This is the kind of situation where we don't want to be stubborn with our risk. This is like a powder keg now. I agree. This is like a powder keg now. Okay. Hmm. Sellers a little slower that time, but they still came through. I'm like probably way too quiet, huh? Back around and down again. Okay. Well, this cell bar is one of the bigger bars we've had. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys were saying a bunch of stuff, and I had the reader off.
Ace Trade says at Gary Rich stops. Who needs to trade with no stinking stops?
Mm-hmm.
Winston's mom says dolphin and no sloth or kangaroo emoticons. I just read a sloth can hold his breath for 40 minutes while
There's
a dolphin
not a
must
kangaroo
surface after 10
emoticon?
minutes.
That's racist.
RJ Wheels says
We need
crude
to fix
oil
that.
inventory at 10:30 East. That will shuffle the cards maybe and give clarity to who controls the board short or long.
Ooh, that's a
Masiak
good
says at Winston's
point.
mom I can hold my breath for 1H like Joey from Friends. Gary Rich says every attempted rally just faded, daily, weekly, monthly it's all there. It's coming to the cycle of just bearish. Sorry. Masiak says I love this TV series. Ace Trade says I'm fine with bears, I'll ride her all the way to zero. RJ Wheels says yeah bulls right now sound like bears in December 2016. Gary Rich says get used to volatility, it's here for a while. They are gonna throw everything including the kitchen sink at it.
Yeah.
Bots says first 5 minutes of the 10:15 to 10:45 counter trend period managed to take out some of the HLs they'd built up on the 1 minute ES.
Yeah.
RJ Wheels says trading in the afternoon. Still very volatile, but there's more steering done. Morning is swerving. Ace Trade says at Gary Rich stops? Who needs to trade with no stinking stops? Gary Rich says at ACE yep stops are for wusses. Ace Trade says it's like climbing with ropes, babies. At Gary Rich.
Well, I tell you what, when you have a ton of profit locked in and you can afford to let it come against you a little bit, that really helps. Okay, so we had a really strong down bar, and now the buyers are trying their attempt at making it back. You can see right there. That didn't. Oh, it did. Okay, cool. Cool. Mm-hmm. I have to say, all of these little things that I've been doing to get this one have really helped. I think how the commissions on this trade would be ridiculous, but I digress. Still made money on it.
Antenna Wild says we're so fucked.
Okay, that was a pretty strong down bar.
Masiak says enter spot was in point, it couldn't have been better. Gary Rich says these moves of 2 to 5% up and down kinda remind me of strippers on the pole. Just don't throw that cash away but enjoy the all-you-can-eat strip club buffalo wings.
Okay. I have some buffalo wings. I'll go get some buffalo wings and have.
Winston's mom says Masiak I like friends also. I hear they are doing a reunion. And Joey, lol he is
Yes,
cute.
I heard
I
they
am a
are.
bit of a Monica as in neat freak, never as unsettled as Rachel and now I find myself a floofy Phoebe.
Okay. Bit of a buy come in there. They didn't bust the bottom of this hourly range yet. I bet you when that oil report comes out, though, they will. Mnuchin says the president feels strongly that companies need to be protected but not bailed out. You might be singing a different tune in a couple of weeks. I'd be careful saying things like that. Okay. Well,
RJ Wheel says crude in 4 minutes. Boris T says what chart is this on the screen? Is it range?
the one in the lower right corner is a one range chart. Yes. It's quite nice, isn't it? You can really see the way it's moving in this fast action with that one range chart. Of course, it still helps to have these bigger charts.
Winston's mom says, Gary Rich, are you telling tall tales of your wilder days or reminding yourself of the all-you-can-eat on Wednesdays at your local stripper club? Matinee time?
So on that point, looking at my 1 minute bars and the number of level 2 changes, I don't see any strange aberrations at all. Neither do I really see a whole lot of that other than when we were low before we bought up. About where we were, or about where we are. But other than that, nothing terribly significant. So I would say that that's all quite indicative of a range with nobody in charge and nobody really taking a huge hit. You can definitely see them throwing the volleys back and forth though, right? Especially when we're on the edges. Like there was a lot of that up at the top where I got in from, and now there's a lot of it down at the bottom. Oh, they're so close though to that 84. Come on, yes. Oh, those stops. That's juicy.
Winston's mom says, everyone please hit like if you have not already done so.
Thank you.
Started streaming 2 hours ago. Speculators, this channel benefits when we reach 20 likes or so.
Oh, well, we 15 is
Bot
usually
says
the high
new
rate.
lower lows in ES.
Yeah, that was a good push. There's gonna be more.
Gary Rich says, been there,
There's
done
gotta
that
be
stuff.
more off of that.
Great times, but glad I purged myself of those days.
Look at my, you see my counter here? 91,000 short versus 97,000 long. There's 6,000 long contracts that can get washed out lower here. And the oil report is not out yet. So the EIA gasoline stocks change are looking for a reading of negative 2.482 million. Crude oil stocks 2.266 and distillate negative 1.9.
Antenna Wild says we won't bottom out for months.
Well, Goldman Sachs says 15% more. I don't know how you calculate that, but them smarts people, I tell you what. Like I was discussing it earlier, but at Goldman Sachs, a lot of their research analysts are in Salt Lake. And the research arm is basically sequestered from the rest of the company. They don't interact
Winston's
with
mom
anybody else.
says I would drive past the Mons Venus in Tampa by the stadium. That's a strip club. Every morning I would see a school bus parked there and wonder but laugh. It was the cleaning cruise bus, such a photo op.
Oh, jeez. Anyways, he told me that it was a very stressful job, that they spend hours and hours doing research and really, really digging in for data, and that it's so stressful that you're only allowed to do that job for like 4 years, and then you have to move on to something else. So I would not dismiss what they say.
Joko Sugiharto says hello, Indonesian here, hee.
Oh, hey, how's it going? I haven't had anybody. I mean, we have some people come in from Asia from time to time, but not from Southeast Asia. So welcome.
Winston's mom says hello, Joko Sugiharto, and welcome to the channel.
Well, this short that we've got is working out way better than the last one, isn't it? Oh my. So now that we are below the previous hour's open, the previous hour low was 27.65. Here I got the numbers.
Antenna Wild says Goldman knows their shit, but I'll bet it drops more than another 15%. The virus is set to kill millions in the US alone.
Hey,
Bot says new hour open down 20 points below the open.
So help me out here, Gary. Which number matters the most for oil? I see here crude oil stocks change 7.664 million versus an expected 2.266 million. Distillate stocks negative 6.404 million versus 1.911 million. And gasoline stocks negative 5.048 million versus a negative 2.482 million. The E-mini, I didn't see an immediate reaction on the news, but they have taken a little bit of a step lower. Now they're developing a little bit of a range here. It is getting time for me to think about going. I think I can, let's just generate our charts at least. Just to be at 2780 is like not a huge deal still. You really got to get below that 2765 before
Winston's
people
mom
really
says, do you have
panic.
the gym on your schedule for today?
Yep. Wednesday. Gym's been a little bit easier for me because, I took that big break off from the baby, and now they're getting ready for competition, and I can't lift that heavy right now, so it's been a little bit easier. Oh my gosh, they just destroyed my butt last workout. I was so sore afterwards. The treasuries are still not pushing up.
Winston's mom says elevator going up.
Yeah, that's what it says. And that
Gary
one.
Rich says oil won't jump much, the Russia issue is still in play. Curry from Goldman says 30 oil through summer. Antenna Wild says careful at the gym, they're petri dishes.
We all share it. To me, the gym, because it's not like a Globo gym, right? It's like the same dozen or so people. They're all family. I would drink out of their glass of water and not be concerned about what germs I get, because I probably have whatever they got anyways. Of course, maybe now we should maintain distance and wash our hands more often, but yeah. So it's going to be interesting if this one turns down again. If they turn down and go for a lower low, that is a trade worth investigating. Right now, tell me, get out.
Winston's mom says good point. Antenna Wild, I had not considered the gyms as regards to speculator Seth. I don't think his state has been hit yet, and yes, wash your hands and don't touch your face.
I don't know. I'm thinking back. Okay, so of course, there was all of this mess. It was garbage. This one, how did that one happen? 2 contracts, of course. This one could have ended up just like that one. But, and here I did have 12. Yeah, I did take 12 scalps in it to do it. So that's, about $20 or something. Or sorry, about $30.
Winston's mom says Saudi
good
Arabia has
trade.
intensified the oil price war by ordering its state-owned producer, Saudi Aramco, to raise the maximum production rate to record highs of 13 meters barrels a day.
Like, it came out profitable. I think here, obviously, this is like the risk reward. To catch it with 8 ticks, the risk reward is so incredibly difficult.
Winston's mom says Reuters. Gary Rich says watch out for MRSA, we had that crisis before. Bad one, bad one.
Okay,
Winston's
so
mom
look,
says
it is
Reuters.
turning. It did turn back down. If they make a new low, they haven't made a new low yet. This is one that I think for scalping purposes, if it fails out, I have to say I should still take profits where I did. It's okay. Yeah, I got that idea from Igor because there's this guy in Discord that's taken some really amazing trades, and he'll catch a good run, and then he'll kind of scalp it when it goes into the range A period, and then that allows him to, potentially hold it for another run, and then if it doesn't go, then he still just takes some profits. And I've been really impressed with the trades that he's taken, and I wanted to try it myself, and so that's what I was doing. I think it worked out pretty well that time. I think that in order for me to do it, I think that I already have to have a bit banked in. Like if I get in and I'm looking to catch 8, it needs to go like 16. And then I see continuation further. So at plus 16, I take one from 16 to 24, and then I'm really getting in some room, and I can let it, go against me a little bit and just campaign it with the other
Masiak
one.
says nice profile, there is no place in the stock market for cunning excitement because it leads to a nice disaster.
Yeah. Well, now, so that's the other interesting thing is I would remember we were saying there is a lot of longs, and this is really coiled up, and it should probably be pretty exciting when it turns down. Um, okay, when we broke at the bottom of that range, there was definitely a lot of stops, and it got really wild. But the cumulative delta through this whole sell is still positive. Look, 11,000 or 117,000 versus 124,000. The buyers still have the advantage. So, and they're ranging down in here and just being messy again. So, probably could have gotten a little bit more off of that last trade, but I digress. If they go lower, it seems like there's a slightly less chance that we continue to go lower now. But if we do, it again, there seems to be this really crazy set of longs. So we'll see what happens. I want to tweet about that. Okay. Yeah, see the buying coming back in. Seems like buyers made their push and were happy with it. And I don't know what else to say about it other than that. The volatility in Bitcoin has really died off. 11th. It's Wednesday.
Bot says LLs and ES again. Gary Rich says we are not supposed to move these handles up and down.
Did they make
Fast
a
is slow, and slow is fast.
Yeah, I do think that they could go lower. So it does look to me like that was the situation I thought it was. Let me show it to you here. This is really interesting to me. Okay, I was short somewhere over here, I think.
Bot says 2,762 is the week open on an RTH chart.
737. Okay. Oh man. I played that so effing well. I was short from here. Okay. Whatever. Whatever. Wait, did I hold that through the open? No, that's not the open. The open's right here. Okay. Wow. I don't know how I did that. I have to go back and watch the video because I really don't remember what I was thinking there to catch it so well. Well, I did try it like a trillion effing times up there too. That's so funny. And all of those would have been good if you just held enough risk. Anyways, so it's coming here. It's stopping. I think that it's still negative. It finally starts coming through. Okay, cool. Comes back up into here, and that's where I got out. Now I said, okay, there's a chance that it's going to pop up here, and then it's going to flip back down. Because it did this in the previous hour, right? Many times like this right here. This sort of a thing. See that one? They tend to happen.
Gary Rich says my entries are getting taken out. It's like picking boogers from a dead man. Hard and tough. Winston's mom says very nice, speculator Seth.
Okay, but anyways, so they came up and then they immediately, so 2-bar reversal pattern and then strong down bar. Now we're getting like a big bars that are retracing the previous bar by quite a bit. Don't get me wrong. So it's still very churny, and I just don't see the really big rush down coming in yet. And look at that buy. I mean, that buy might just, if they get back up above 27.93, that could really change things. I don't know that, but the thing that's still happening is when the buy comes in, the swing is much bigger. So let's keep that in mind. Overall, still really messy though. I'm sure that there's a lot of, hey, stimulus is coming sort of buying out there, but then there's this Goldman. No, I don't know. It's a really interesting market. I'll tell you that. It's really tiring. I know it's daylight savings time, but I'm just that trade, and I had you guys turned off for a little bit, so there was nothing to break the tension. That was a little intense for me. Like, there were those parts where you heard me, I was like doing my, trying to control my breathing and stuff. It all worked out, but jeez. Tell you what. Look, it's doing it.
Harlequin says, well, isn't tomorrow supposed to be rollover? So no wonder it is messy.
Yeah, that's a good point. It is the 12th, huh? I don't think that the rollover messes me up in ES as much as it does in the bonds, because the order flow I'm reading the bonds is not necessarily 1-to-1. Like, I know in this case, for instance, right here, there being more buyers than sellers is not necessarily a good thing. Obviously, more buyers than sellers is what's necessary to move price, but you got to remember that they're chasing the index and they're hedging against the index. So if a lot of people are buying it, then why are they doing that? It's because they're hedging themselves against shorts, right? With options, so it's probably a lot of those plays. So yeah, it's not necessarily a good thing, and you will very often see those cumulative deltas get washed out in the ES. I think because I like cumulative deltas so much that it actually makes ES, I think it's more useful in ES, although it's also more complicated. Anyways, I digress. Thank you guys for the day. It wasn't a bad day. What should we title this? Should we title it Bernie Sanders is a Loser? That's what I was thinking I was going to title it. I was going to call it Bernie Sanders is a Loser because I had that little rant at the beginning about how Bernie Sanders is a loser. Counter trend period worked as expected. Yeah. I tell you what, the counter trend period is going to. Oh, look at that. Wowee. Well, that's okay that I'm missing it. I'm done for the day, right? I am a little concerned we could go lower. That 27.65 below that is like, woo. So if you make money, make sure to come back and give me like a tip or something. Run into a wall at max speed for about 50 times. It will do wonders. What? I'll wake up. I'll wake. That last bar was a crazy shooting star. That was a crazy shooting star. Oh my gosh, John, do you see that?
Gary Rich says run into a wall at max speed for about 50 times, it will do wonders. Bots says 10:15 to 10:45 Eastern counter trend period worked as expected. Winston.
Say something in the title about your mute button and careful breathing. That 5 minute, on the 5 minute chart, there's a shooting star at the bottom that is crazy and does not happen often. And I tend to read a shooting star regardless of where it is as negative, but it's a little thing, so like don't read too much into it. But I am overall feeling down today. Title it Another Sucky Balls Day. Oh my gosh. Well, I think that the market will go down. See, what I need to do is I need to wait until they close and then do what CNBC does. Dow falls X thousand points. Blow. No, it's just. I learned about humming kangaroos and sloths are a better date than. Oh, you guys, you're so great. You know what, guys? It doesn't matter. The market can be up. The market can be down. Everybody else is panicking, but we will be here every day talking about kangaroos. I will see you tomorrow. In the meantime, stay profitable. Stay profitable, friends.